In this episode of Travelogue Xinjiang series, we'll visit China's very own Provence-style lavender fields, we'll get an idea of what it's like to lead a truly carefree life, and wonder at the diversity that make up the colourful city of Yilian. One action-packed adventure we had in the last episode. We just came from Seirim Lake, where I found out how exciting the life there could be. And now we're heading to Yili, which is one of the most fertile regions in Xinjiang. Not only is it famous for its meadows, but also for the many ethnic minorities that have congregated there and made it its home. Honestly, I've seen so many different landscapes of Xinjiang already, but hey, that's all part and parcel of being here on the road. I'm Turan. Welcome to Travelogue, and welcome to the next leg of our journey. It's hard to tear myself away, but the Yili Kazakh Autonomous Prefecture beckons. It's one of the most prosperous areas in Xinjiang, and was a major artery of the Northern Silk Road. Unlike the arid scenery we've seen until now, Yili has plenty of water, making it home to a rich diversity of people and landscapes. So, our first stop after entering Yili is the town of Qinchuihe, which we've come to see some lavender. Yes, lavender! I'm giddy with excitement. Actually, Qinchuihe lies on the same latitude as France's Provence. For half a month every year, this town becomes a hot tourist destination, as people flock here on half-day trips to see the lavender in bloom. What a beautiful place. This is apparently the biggest lavender farm in all of China, but we've come a bit late because the best season for them is actually during mid-June to early July. But they've just left a bit of a small garden here for us. But if you use your imagination, you might think that you're actually in the south of France. Well, there's my attempt at a music video. It might not look it now, but Qinchuihe's lavender fields are apparently the third biggest in the world, just behind Provence and Japan's Hokkaido. Right now, we're heading to the town of Huiyuan, a must-visit for anyone coming to the Yili region. It's not the most bustling place in the world anymore, but it was once a stronghold of the Northern Silk Road, and played an important part in Yili's history. Alright, so I've come to Huiyuan to meet Mr. Guan, a very experienced and knowledgeable guide who's going to show me around the Yili area. Oh, there he is. Hey. Hello. How you doing? Thanks for meeting me here. Thank you, thank you.
So, Kenran, this is the drum and the bell tower of the city.
Okay.
And now we are standing in the center of the old town.
Ah, right, yeah, we're pretty much equidistant to these gates then.
And it's not only a geographical center, it's more than that. Let me show you around and you will have a better idea.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So, when was this place built? Here's something for the history buffs. For over 100 years to the mid-19th century, this town served as the capital of Xinjiang. Nowadays it's lost some of its shine, so Mr. Guan's taken us on a trip down memory lane. Welcome to the former mansion of the Yili Governor-General. Unfortunately, this crumbling wall is about the only thing that remains from its Qing dynasty beginnings. In its heyday, this town was the political and military centre of Xinjiang. It was of such strategic importance that the Emperor sent one of his 3 personally appointed Governors-General here. He was a very talented chap and excelled at both political and military duties, a job that usually takes 2 people to do. But it's now midday, so we're heading inside to escape the heat. Now this gives us a much better picture. Mr. Guan told me that this is a map of Xinjiang in the Qing dynasty, and we are here at Huiyuan, which, give or take, was pretty much at the centre of Xinjiang. But the Qing dynasty lost a lot of ground to the Russian Empire, so this entire yellow bit, this golden bit to the left, was lost. And what used to be the centre now became a border town, which obviously no capital could be. So the capital was moved from Huiyuan to Dihua, which is now Urumqi, 1-0 to the Russian Empire. Coming up next, we find ourselves in a town within a town and become the surprise guests of a real Uyghur wedding. Just a half-hour drive from Huiyuan, and we've arrived at the capital of Yili Prefecture, Yining City. It's a favourite of travellers looking for convenient transport links and affordable food and accommodation. Thanks to its abundant rainfall and green-thumbed citizens, flowers and orchards dot the city, giving Yining its nickname, the Flower City. But it's not just rich in plant life. Walk around town and you'll see the faces of China's many ethnic minorities who call Yining their home.
Here we are in Yining City now. There are 47 ethnic groups living in the city.
There are only 56 in all of China, right?
Yeah?
So there's a massive amount of ethnic groups in this one city.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
So now we are going to the Kazanchi,
Right.
folklore area. We are 13 ethnic groups living in this area.
Oh, okay. Very nice. The word Kazanchi actually means something in Uyghur, but I won't tell you what it is just yet. For generations, Yining's ethnic minorities have come here to settle down and set up shop. Many of them were craftsmen, so it's no surprise that today you can find a huge selection of ethnic crafts and snacks on offer here. Just ask any shop owner and they'll likely tell you that their business has been here for generations.
So I'm not quite familiar with this area. So I'll show you a young lady, charming young lady, to show you around.
Okay.
你好。
Ah.
你好。我是这儿的导游。
哎，你好，你好，
天然。下面呢，我就把这个小帅哥交给你了，好吧？你来带着他转一转。
What's a good way of seeing Kazanchi? The local taxi service. I can't help but feel like we've entered another town. It seems almost surreal to be transported from the noisy streets of Yining to these quiet neighborhood alleys. 这个蓝色是在伊犁的一个 典型的是吧？
对对对，是伊犁的典型的维吾尔民居。
明白。所以其实，在新疆的别的地方也见不到这种
对对对
颜色的建筑。
只能在这个伊犁这一块可以看到的。这是他们的阳台。
小阳。
阳台。
阳台。
凉亭嘛，凉亭。夏天的时候，就是一家人在这里吃饭就在这一块，想睡觉呀，想活动呀就在这一块。
他们
比较热的时候就在这里。
那他们非常会享受生活。
对对对，是。那我们维吾尔族人呢，就是习惯就是夏天和冬天是分开的。夏天大概就在院子里比较凉快，冬天就是比较冷的时候就在上面的房子里。
Uyghur people love life, so for many, most of what they earn will be spent sprucing up the most important thing in their lives, their homes. I guess it just reflects the kind of carefree and easygoing attitude that Uyghur people have. We found some new friends.
我们这边也商量了一下，我们这个设计组它是只拍那冰淇淋什么活动，不要一把抓的。然后
还有这个吗？喂，可以听到。
对啊。喂。
可以。喂。可以听到。
话筒。
Facebook 你干啥了？
And now it's time for their show.
肯德基，肯德基，我的肯德基，我的上，我的下，我的 A B C D， 我的 1 2 3 4， 咕噜咕噜锤，看谁真的美，把妹妹在哪里？谁的屁股肥？恭喜你屁股肥。
Kids these days. I've got to hand it to them though. Seeing how happy everyone is here kinda makes me wish I grew up here too. I guess it's just nice to see that instead of watching TV and playing computer games all day long, the kids here are still kids. Nowadays, in big cities we live faster lives, but to me, Kazanti feels like opening a window onto the good old days. It's clear why families have stayed here for so many generations. There's a real sense of contentment and community here, and no matter how much times may change, it feels like people here always know how to enjoy the simple things in life.
So we just came across a wedding reception happening right now, and Marina's over there asking if we're allowed to film. But I think all right, we've got the green light. Now it's just time to wait for the bride and groom.
We're very lucky to run into an actual Uyghur wedding. We're in the house of the bride's family, who I'm told are receiving guests for the entire day. The male guests came in the morning, and in the afternoon it's time for the ladies. The guys of the family, however, are stuck in the kitchen. They're making the signature Uyghur dish, mutton rice. And of course, it's subjected to a rigorous taste test.
我们来的就是新娘的她邻居家。
哦。
刚才不是我们看的是娘家嘛？
对。
娘家她不能坐到她自己娘家，自己家不能坐的。
哦。
她必须坐在她邻居家，新娘就在坐到这个邻居家，等一会儿新郎过来就在这里接她。啊不。那有点不懂。现在他们住在这个房间里等新郎。他们现在联系嘛，他打电话，然后给他的爱人说，你们可以过来了，他就过来了。
哦，明白。
他是真是，非常的非常多练起来了。哎呀，辛苦了。
After a rather long wait, the groom's party finally arrives on the scene. As a fun way of testing the groom's patience, the bride's crew closes off the doors. In response, the groom is supposed to bribe his way through. That or break the doors down.
So finally, the groom is here. The very strapping lad holding the flowers over there. And now, time for him to finally collect his bride.
Coming up next, we find out just how bad I am at archery and run into the biggest annual festival of the Tatar ethnic minority. Mr. Guan's taking me to a museum to learn about his ethnic minority, the Sibor people. Interestingly, these Yining citizens aren't actually from Xinjiang.
Well, Karen, this is the route map of the Sibor people's west expedition.
Oh, right, okay. But what I know, Sibor people originated in the northeast of China.
Yeah.
So why did they move west to Xinjiang?
Sibor people led a nomadic way of life historically.
Right.
And they belongs to the imperial army of the Qing dynasty.
Okay.
And that's why they were chosen to move from east to west to guard the borderline.
Ah, okay. That must have been a difficult trip. How many people did they send over there?
Well, it's 5,000 to 6,000 kilometers from east to west.
Right.
At the beginning of the trip, there were over 4,000 soldiers, and including their family members. And after they arrived in the Ili River Valley, you know what happened?
What?
The number of the people were increased to 5,000.
Ah, that's interesting. That's the first time I've ever heard of a march increasing along the way.
Yeah.
They were very efficient.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I want to know is, why did the emperor send Sibor troops instead of others in the imperial army?
Well, Sibor people were very skilled in horse riding and archery, and in particular, they were bravery and loyalty to the emperor of the Qing dynasty.
Okay. So they must have been the most suitable troops to send west then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Archery is not as popular as it used to be.
Right.
But it's in our blood. There are many Sibor athletes, archery athletes, and coaches in our national team.
Ah, do you think I can give it a try then?
Yeah, of course you can try.
左手抓这个位置，
左手抓这。好。
这样。
Tourists are more than welcome to pick up a boat and take a shot. You can even get a seaboard coach to teach you. Just don't expect to be any good, though. But besides being great at archery, seaboard people's greatest trait is their adaptability, which helped them make Xinjiang their new home.
That's not bad. That's okay. That's okay. I just think I hit some grass.
In the Tian'an,
Right.
this is a Shibo village. That means everyone lives here are Shibo people.
Right.
It is a typical town.
Not far from the museum are some local seaboard residences. Mr. Guan is taking me to see one of them, and he tells me that they're often open to the public and a great way to experience seaboard life.
Yeah, of course. Come on, come.
Hey, 你好. What is that for?
It is to showing courtesy to the elders.
Okay.
This is our traditional. Yeah, take a seat.
Oh, thank you.
I'm amazed at how resourceful seaboard people are, making a home for themselves in Yining after coming all the way here from the opposite end of China.
Seaboard bread, then.
Oh, very traditional.
Oh, okay. How do I eat this? Do I
Just take this.
just with jam?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I find it very interesting that after so many years, with only 5,000 people at the start, and under such difficult circumstances, that the seaboard people have been able to keep their culture pretty much intact. I think one of the reasons is because they have very deep roots, but the other is that they're very open-minded, right? They're very open-minded, and they've not only come to accept their neighbours' customs, but also their languages. Right.
Yeah, exactly. For example, this elder man can speak at least 4 kinds of languages, like
Really?
Uyghur, Kazakh, Han, and Shiba, their own language.
Centuries later, there's still much to learn from the wisdom of seaboard people. Thanks to all the orchards dotting the town, Yining's other nickname is the Apple City. Orchards often play host to ethnic minority festivals, and as luck would have it, we've arrived on the most important day for the Tatar ethnic group, the Saban Festival. Think of it as a Christmas and spring festival rolled into one. It began as a celebration of the sowing season, but its soaring popularity quickly made it into the favourite holiday of the Tatars. Nowadays, with only a couple thousand Tatars in China, it's a great excuse for a get-together.
是的，他们都会穿的他们自己的穿的民族服装。I don't have the full picture, but the male guests are supposed to come and put a hat on. For what reason? I'm still not quite sure, but I guess we'll find out later on.
这个中部分性别，男的穿哪一个？全是男人的。
哦，你还不会戴？他也戴。哦。
女孩是什么样子的？
哦，还没拿出来呢。哦，对对对，小一点。哎，这很可爱。
哎，对对对。哇，
漂亮漂亮，
太漂亮了！你戴上试试，我看会很漂亮的。对。
Wow, that's very beautiful. I can't wait to see when the party actually gets started, when everyone's got their hats on.
Алдыңда бір бақыт, ұрғандай бір қатып, бұлбұлға қарап ойлана, үмітін жайлана.
Saban festivals have a host of activities like wrestling and even egg and spoon races, but unfortunately we just missed them. Even so, watching everyone greet each other, the Saban festival feels more like a family reunion than it does a holiday. Today alone, 400 Tatars have gathered here, many having come from neighbouring counties and even other parts of China. It makes you admire the sense of togetherness that the Tatars have, even if they only see each other once a year. Perhaps for them, distance really does make the heart grow fonder. And so we come full circle. Without the Yili River, the city of Yining would not be what it is today. Every evening, locals pay homage to the river by strolling along its banks, getting hitched on the bridge above, or simply watching the sunset over the river. It's something that can be enjoyed by all, and marks the perfect end to our time in Yining.
Man, what a wonderful time we've had in Yining. I mean, even before we came here, we'd heard about how colourful this place would be. But I've come to realise that it's not just the landscapes that give Yining its colour, but also the many ethnic groups that call this place their home. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Travelogue, and make sure to tune into the next one, where we begin the final leg of our circuits around northern Xinjiang.